welcome back to a brand new video. I'm RexFinance, and today we're going to be talking about a very exciting topic, and that is about a company that has been rumored to being possibly bought out by Tesla themselves. So what this creates, obviously, is a great buying or investing opportunity, because if you invest in this company now before the news releases that Tesla is possibly buying them out, you can make a lot of money in a hurry. Now, one of my investment philosophies is to invest in the long term with hopes for short-term gains. So I will never recommend investing in the short term over investing in the long term. And in fact, this is actually a company I've been invested in for a few months now, and I don't plan on selling their shares anytime soon. Now, before we get into the video, just let me say this really quick. I'm officially done with my fall semester of my sophomore year of college, and what that means is I'm going to be doing daily uploads, or at least I'm going to be trying them out. If you don't want to miss an episode, hit the subscribe button down below and turn on that little bell. Click the bell, and it will send you a notification every single time I upload a video. We have so many great videos planned. I actually have a notebook in this cabinet right here full of video ideas, and I can't wait to share them with you guys. Also, while you're down below hitting the subscribe button, consider hitting the join button. That will give you access to the members-only Discord server, which I think is one of the best in the investing and stock market community on YouTube. We have so many people in there with a lot of different skills that can help you along your financial journey. Now, also, if you join one of the top 2 tiers, you get a free item from the official RexFinance merchandise store. I'm currently quality testing and making sure that each product is up to my standards, but as soon as that process is done, the merchandise store is going to go live, and every single member of my top 2 membership tiers is going to get a free item. Whatever item they want out of the merchandise store, I will ship to them personally for free. Now, I hope that was quick enough for you guys, but let's get right back into the video now. So this rumor has been spinning around the rumor mill for some time now, probably ever since I first invested in this company, which is saying something because I bought my first shares at $4.63 per share, and today shares are at $11 already, and even at one point hit $15 per share. And every time I upload a video on this stock, I get the same question: what are my thoughts on the possibility of Tesla buying this company out? So I'm going to be going through my thoughts on that today and why I really think this is just a great investment for the long term, and why, if I were you guys and not invested yet, I would have no problem buying at $10 per share. Now, first, I just have to say this company has doubled revenues each of the last 3 years. They did $10 million in revenue in 2020, and in 2021, their conservative projection is to do $20 million in revenue. So their revenues have doubled in the past, and they're continually projecting to double their revenues as the years go by. Also, on top of that, the industry that this company is in is growing at 30% compounded annually. So really, from the outside looking in, who would not want to buy this company out? Now, whether that's Tesla or some other company, I don't know. I just know that the possibility is out there because this company is really just eye candy, and that's why I'm invested in this company. If I could buy this company out, I would. But I'm a 19-year-old college student and I don't have that type of money, even though I've had great stock market success. So yes, the company we're talking about today is CleanSpark. So congratulations to everybody that guessed that stock. Now, a viewer actually sent me this newsletter that they received from one of the services that they're subscribed to. The service is stock market and investing related, and I am not affiliated with them in any way. So all credit for this newsletter goes to the Buyout Millionaires Club. And now, I'm going to be going through this newsletter, or at least highlighting the key pieces of information, because I thought they did a pretty decent job of describing why Tesla would be interested in buying out CleanSpark. So the title is the first thing we notice, and it says, "Catch the buyout opportunity set to power Tesla's next 600% surge." So we can already see they're not being conservative with their statements whatsoever, and they must believe that this is really a great company, whether they buy them out or not. A 600% surge from where we're at today would be huge for Tesla, because Tesla has already priced in a lot of growth in the company. And that's really the first thing this newsletter highlights, that, at this valuation, obviously investors are not only concerned with the amount of revenue Tesla brings in from their electric vehicle segment. Obviously, they're pricing in revenues from other business segments that are non-electric vehicle related. So whether that's the solar energy segment that Tesla has or the microgrid segment that Tesla has, it doesn't matter. They're just projecting that Tesla is going to see a lot more revenues coming from outside their electric vehicle sector. Now, as we keep going through this first part of the newsletter, it basically just says that Elon Musk is a character that a lot of people want to invest in because he has long been on the leading edge of the cutting edge. And if you're investing in somebody that's on the leading edge of the cutting edge, it's almost impossible you won't make money. The Buyout Millionaires Club goes on to say that CleanSpark's technology could be just what Tesla needs to open a new line of business that will send its shares into the stratosphere. So no matter what you read on the internet, it's normally trying to sway you one way or another. And it's pretty obvious that the author of this newsletter is bullish on CleanSpark going forward, just based on the vocabulary they're using. So just proceed with a bit of caution. Now, what this newsletter says would be big for Tesla is that they could expand into smart homes and sustainable power grids by buying out CleanSpark. Now, I know that Tesla already has its own microgrid sector, but I think what is truly valuable to Tesla would be the patents that CleanSpark possesses. CleanSpark possesses a patent that allows one microgrid to communicate with another microgrid, and actually the military has used this application at Camp Pendleton. So look into that if you're curious about that. So the newsletter says, CleanSpark focuses exclusively on software that manages electric power systems. It helps businesses and even homes manage the electricity that's coming from local utilities, on-site windmills and solar panels, backup generators, batteries, and more. The software helps the systems generate electricity using the most efficient source at any moment in time, distribute power in the most effective manner, prioritize which areas require critical reliability, store power for later use, and even sell excess power back to outside grids. Now, they do that through one of their most recent acquisitions, which was GridFabric, and I'll discuss that acquisition and what GridFabric does later on in the video, so stay tuned. In other words, companies and households can use CleanSpark software to create their own personal power grids, so they can stay up and running even when the utility power grid goes dark. So the newsletter basically goes on to say that their screeners detected unusual options activity, and what Wall Street traders normally do is try and hide in those options positions so that they can further capitalize whenever that acquisition news or buyout rumor comes to fruition. So the most important part of that newsletter, in my opinion, was when it brought up that CleanSpark and Tesla already have a working relationship, which is very true. And now I'm actually going to include Matt's commentary on their relationship with Tesla from the first interview I did with him on my YouTube channel.
Delicate question. So that was my partner, Zach, that answered that on a conference call. And he couched it by saying, I have to be careful how I answer that. And so I'll echo that statement that I do need to be careful. So let's put it in context, right? So you sell your CleanSpark shares and you get a big grip of money and you go down to your local Tesla dealer and you buy a Tesla car. You could say I got a relationship with Tesla. So, that's people, I don't want to be that vague and ambiguous. We have a relationship with Tesla. Our relationship with Tesla is based on integrating their storage solution into projects that we have and continue to develop. And as a result, that relationship, we have expectations that relationship will go long-term into the future. It's very unique because we have the ability within the boundaries of that relationship to offer Tesla's solution within another distributed energy system. And Tesla has competitive advantages in their space, just like Samsung does. So we do work with Tesla. We do have a vendor-supplier relationship. It's a bit deeper than that because we do utilize our control system in some of the development that we do with Tesla. And we'll certainly, when the time is appropriate, we'll discuss that more in the future.
So pretty clearly, CleanSpark and Tesla have somewhat of a relationship / partnership. Now, I'm going to give you my personal take on the likelihood of a Tesla buyout. I personally don't think it's very likely, but it is possible. Now, some of you out there might not really like hearing me say that because I've kind of been the head of CleanSpark in the YouTube investing community. I've been leading the charge in this stock pretty much by myself. But I'm just giving you my honest opinion. I honestly don't want CleanSpark to be bought out. If I could be invested in CleanSpark forever, I would, because I can see the upside of their software and their services and all of their solutions that they can provide. I forever want to be a part owner of CleanSpark directly, not through another company, not through Tesla, because I can see that they are making waves in this industry and the upside is just tremendous. And really, I can make more money investing in this company directly versus investing in Tesla in my own opinion. But as I mentioned earlier in the video again, CleanSpark is just eye candy to these bigger companies that are looking to grow by buying another smaller company out. CleanSpark has virtually no debt on their balance sheet other than a PPP loan that will be forgiven. In addition to that, they're in one of the fastest growing industries in the world. And on top of that, they're one of the fastest growing companies in the entire NASDAQ. And that's saying something because technology stocks and technology companies have been on fire. But when you consider that they've doubled revenues each of the last 3 years, and they're set to continue to do that, there's not a lot of companies out there that meet that criteria, especially ones that are in an industry that's growing at 30% compounded annually. In addition to that, CleanSpark has a virtually unlimited target market. They've worked for golf clubs, they've worked for resorts, they've worked for the military, they've worked for the US government at their US embassy in Africa to provide them with a microgrid solution. So again, this is just eye candy to these bigger companies looking to grow. So whether it's from Tesla or another big company, I don't think an acquisition is likely anytime soon in the short term, and I don't really want CleanSpark to be bought out anyways. However, in the long term, I could definitely see CleanSpark being bought out for the reasons I just laid out. And what that creates, if these bigger companies are looking to acquire a smaller company like this, you know that small company is onto something. So again, it creates a great buying opportunity, which is what I'm going to talk about now. Why I think buying CleanSpark shares today is a great idea. Now, just as kind of a fun fact, the last acquisition that CleanSpark completed was of Grid Fabric. Now, I actually came out with a video on the Friday before the Monday that news was released, saying that I thought the acquisition news would be coming out very soon. Little did I know that the very next business day, the news would be released. So, I've got a good track record, and I think that new acquisition news is right around the corner. It could be weeks away, but I personally think the acquisition news is just days away from being released, and that's for several reasons. We've been left without news by CleanSpark for almost a week and a half. Now that is very unlike CleanSpark. Normally we see at least one press release every single week, but normally we see 2 press releases. And anytime it's happened that we haven't gotten any news in over a week, it normally has been that CleanSpark is waiting on a bombshell of a PR. So whether that's the acquisition news or whether it's other news, I personally think that CleanSpark is going to release big news in the coming days, whether that's tomorrow or whether that's Thursday or whether that's next week. They're sitting on big news. I just have a great feeling about it. Now back to that acquisition. They acquired Grid Fabric for $1.4 million. This time, CleanSpark is looking to spend over $20 million on an acquisition. And I feel like I don't have to say it, but that is talking about a big acquisition. CleanSpark's market cap is under $250 million. So when you consider that CleanSpark paid $1.5 million for Grid Fabric, but they're looking to spend $20 million on this new acquisition, I really think because CleanSpark does acquisitions for accretive growth only, that this acquisition could realistically double the share price and the market cap of CleanSpark. Now, it all depends on what company they acquire, how many revenues that company brings in, how big that company really is, but I just have a feeling that this acquisition is just going to be ginormous because the Grid Fabric acquisition was ginormous news and we paid $1.5 million for it. Now, some of you may be thinking there's no way that Rex has anything else up his sleeve about CleanSpark this video. But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, that is not true. CleanSpark also is under 2 weeks away from releasing their annual report. Now, we already know based on a prior press release that CleanSpark dominated their projections over the past year, but we're really waiting on the annual report for confirmation on this fact. So between the $20 million acquisition that they're sitting on and other news that may be in the pipeline, along with this annual report, I think that the next 2 weeks to a month is going to be very fun for CleanSpark shareholders. Now again, don't buy into this company just because I'm talking about it on my YouTube channel. Please do your own research. I understand that in today's world, watching YouTube videos is a part of due diligence. But please at least read through the latest 10K when CleanSpark files it, along with reading CleanSpark's investor presentation before investing any money into this company. Now, the last point I want to make is that really this is just a great long-term investment regardless of the price it is today, because I know in 5 to 10 years, the share price is going to be drastically higher if it has not been bought out yet. I personally own 3,000 shares at $4.64, and I know I'll probably get a comment or two saying he's just trying to pump and dump this stock. But trust me, if I was pump and dumping, I would have sold my shares at $15 because at that point I had 3x'd my money. I'm truly in this stock for the long term because I believe in what the company does. In addition to that, I bought into Workhorse at less than $3 a share. That hit $30, so at that point I was 10x'ing my money. And I would have sold out if I was just pumping dumping shares. But that's not who I am, and those of you that watch my channel or are frequent viewers of my channel know that that's not my mojo. I invest in companies for the long term with hopes for short-term gains. So with that, yes, I think a Tesla buyout is possible, but I don't think it's very likely. Now, if you're sitting on the outside looking in and you are a longer-term minded investor, I would recommend buying shares of this company as soon as possible because the next 2 weeks to the next month is going to be very exciting for this company, and we know over the next 5 to 10 years we're going to make money investing in this company. Now, if you're a shorter-term minded investor, I would recommend just getting your feet wet, but also saving cash for the sidelines if CleanSpark dips at all, because CleanSpark is a volatile stock. But the last thing you want to happen is to not be invested and to miss the train when CleanSpark blows up. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this, leave a like down below. Also subscribe if you are new or returning and not yet subscribed, because we have daily videos coming. And I want you guys not to miss a single episode. So with that, guys, have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new video. Peace out.